What's up, folks? My name is Trail, better known as Budget Bill, and today I have another stimulus update video for you. If this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can be a part of it. I would appreciate it. Today we are going to be discussing how Mitch McConnell has now opened the door to another big fat stimulus check for the American people. And he actually mentioned who they are going to focus on for the second stimulus check. That's our topic, but before we get started, please be sure to click that like button as it really helps the channel grow. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. What's up, folks, and thanks for sticking around. So we all know that Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has repeatedly been against the government providing another big fat stimulus check for the American people. However, earlier today, Mitch said during a public appearance in Kentucky that a second stimulus check could be a part of the next economic relief package. Yes, Mitch McConnell has opened the door to another round of direct payments to the American people. He states that he wants the next stimulus checks to be directed to the people with lower incomes. He noted that the data was showing a disproportionate share of stimulus payments that went to Americans with lower incomes. For example, the results from a Federal Reserve study was published in May that found out that 40% of households earning under $40,000 a year had lost their jobs in March. That statistic is very alarming. Mitch McConnell thinks that people who were hit the hardest from the pandemic are the people making $40,000 a year or less. And many of them work in hospitality industry, which was also hit the hardest. Some of the other industries that were hit hard are the education and health services, professional and business services, retail trade, and many, many more shown on the screen right here. Now, if Mitch McConnell wants to support the other industries that were hit the hardest, they should look outside of the hospitality industry and look at the travel industry, the hotel industry, restaurants, cruise lines, amusement parks, as well as the sporting events. Not necessarily the players, but the people that worked at the actual events. Those are some other key players that were affected by the pandemic. But my main question is, how much is this next stimulus package going to be? I know they want to cover a lot of areas, but it all depends on how much stimulus money is actually approved. I don't think anyone can expect another $3 trillion package to be signed. I know Republicans have called for a $1 trillion package, and some Democrats have proposed a round of $2 trillion package. This stuff can obviously get complicated, as you may know by now. And then a few weeks ago, Mr. Trumpy announced that he actually supports a bigger stimulus check than the Democrats do. So could that be a $1,500 or a $2,000 big fat stimulus check? Well, we don't know yet, but wouldn't it be great to offer the American people whose income is actually less than $40,000 a year a larger big fat stimulus check? For example, people who make under $40,000 per year could likely get a $2,000 stimulus check. And then other Americans who are above $40,000 a year but under $75,000 a year would receive another $1,200 big fat stimulus check. Those are just my thoughts. But I think that could be a great way to put more money into the hands of the people who really need it the most. And maybe this time millionaires won't be receiving anything at all. It's just a thought. In addition to that, we remember from last week that Larry Kudlow, the National Economic Council, mentioned something about direct payments or stimulus checks could go to the people who lost their jobs. Instead of sending checks to everyone, he recommended sending stimulus checks to the ones who are at most of need. This sort of lines up with what Mitch McConnell has stated right here. And then during another speaking engagement with Mitch McConnell, he stated that he will be unveiling something soon in a few weeks. Something that will give us all a starting point that we can all sit down with the administration and the Democrats to negotiate. He said he can't guarantee that everything will come together and just pass unanimously, but it will give us a great starting point to ultimately get something passed as the country needs one last boost. So perhaps this is another proposed bill that will be presented here within the coming weeks, per Mitch McConnell. Obviously, this must be when they return, as we all know that the Senate is currently on recess break from July 3rd through July 17th. But they did state that they would be working some during this recess break. So we will just have to see when they return if they actually have an actual package ready to sit down and negotiate. Mitch McConnell also said one of his top priorities for this proposed bill is to create a liability protection plan to protect businesses from pandemic-related litigation. Basically, this would help protect businesses from the more lawsuits in the wake of the pandemic. We are already struggling enough with what we have already, so we don't need anything else to be added on top of our plates right now. And then he reiterated that, as far as he is concerned, the next stimulus bill will be the last one, because the last rescue package increased the U.S. debt to the size of our economy for the first time ever since World War II. And we cannot keep doing this to ourselves. And yes, Mr. McConnell, I definitely agree. And I'm sure the people that are watching this video can definitely agree as well. And that brings me to this. I feel like increasing the debt because of the country's wide pandemic spread should be required versus all of the other reasons in the past that we have had. I guess I won't dig myself into a hole on that topic because, you know, that can a never-ending story. But let me know what you think about providing more stimulus relief money to Americans who make under $40,000 per year. I would love to get your feedback, and you can put those down in the comments section down below. And those are my stimulus news updates for today. If you enjoy these stimulus update news videos, definitely give this video a like, as it definitely helps out the channel. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, this is a great time to click on the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell next to it, so you can be notified every time I upload new videos. Again, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.